Hi everyone, welcome to my video. I'm Amy, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the classic Chanel ballet flats after wearing and owning them for over a year. If you're interested in finding out how they've held up, whether or not they're comfortable, and are they really worth the price, then keep watching. And if you like this video, then make sure you subscribe and thumbs up. Today we're going to be talking about three different pairs of the classic Chanel ballet flats. These three pairs vary in their materials, so that's why I chose these three. So the first pair is the very iconic beige with the black cap toe. This is done all in lambskin. And then the second pair is a textured, I believe this is a calfskin. It's more pebbled, and this is a red one, all the same color. Last pair is also a calfskin, but it's the quilted. Also, it has a pebbled texture. So let's start with the first pair, which is the classic beige black lambskin. I've had this pair for close to 2 years now, and I wear it about once every 2 to 3 weeks. When I was buying this pair, I was very concerned initially about how they would wear because of this delicate lambskin and the light coloring. So after having them now for almost 2 years, I am actually very pleasantly surprised by the wear and tear on them. There really is no staining or scratching. There's a little bit of a scratch right here, and then also very faint scuff marks right here. But other than that, there's no stains elsewhere on the beige at all. There's no scuffs. The leather has held up very well, and I am definitely not easy on my shoes. The inside, on the other hand, is a little bit dirty. If anything, I think it's actually harder keeping the inside of this pair clean versus the outside. And then the soles are also holding up very well. So Chanel does their shoes in leather soles. And usually with Chanel ballet flats and other designer shoes, I do take them to the cobbler to get them resoled in rubber. With this pair, I have not done it yet. I do need to go do that. And usually it costs about $25 per pair, so it's a small price to pay to be able to extend the wear of the shoe much longer. So as you can see, even without having done that and having worn these quite a bit, the sole is still holding up very well. The heel is starting to wear a tiny bit on the edges, but that is just from the way that my foot steps down. And so when I take these to the cobblers, I can also ask them to just put on a heel plate as well to help add some extra support there as well. So in terms of the wear and tear, I would say that for this beige black lambskin pair, it has been great. They have far exceeded what I thought how they would look after 2 years of wear. They really don't have any stains or any scratches. They're really not as delicate as they may look initially. In terms of the comfort of these shoes, the leather on this pair is a very soft lambskin. You can see that it's quite flexible. So it really molds and bends with your foot the more that you wear it. Chanel ballet flats have a reputation of running a little bit narrow, and I have found that this pair in particular, the lambskin, has not been any problems. I do have a little bit of a wider foot, and because this leather is so soft, it has not caused any type of rubbing or blisters or anything like that. Now, in terms of the actual comfort of the shoe, this shoe is very, very flat. As you can see, it is a ballet flat. So there's absolutely no arch support inside the shoe. If you need some type of support on your foot, this shoe is probably not the best for you unless you add something. You can see that I have put in arch support inserts in mine because I found that wearing these without the inserts for more than 4 or 5 hours really starts to make my foot hurt because I do need that arch support. So I've tried all different kinds of inserts with these shoes, from the full length foam ones to the half rubber ones to smaller ones. And the ones that I find are the best comfort-wise for me are these clear gel ones that I got off of Amazon. They are a little bit pricey. They're about $30 a pair. But the good thing about these is that you can take them out, rinse them off, and reuse them. They do have an adhesive on the back, and the adhesive becomes sticky again once you rinse them. So for $30, you're really getting multiple pairs because you can just move these around. So I put the insole in here, and with this insole, I'm able to wear these shoes for 10, 12 hours at a time, no problem. And this really provides that extra support that I need. So other than that, though, these flats are very comfortable. They're soft, flexible. They give, with the insole, they give the support that I need, and so I am able to wear these for hours at a time. Now, in terms of sizing, the Chanel ballet flats can be a little bit tricky on figuring out the sizing. I'm a standard US women's size 8, sometimes 8.5, depending on the style and brand of the shoe. And so Chanel does their shoes in European sizing, and I find that depending on the designer, my European sizing is usually a 38 to a 39. So I initially tried this pair out in a size 38.5. When I tried them in the stores, they were fine, and then I took them home and I wore them around the house, and they just became much too tight. My foot kept pushing up on the very front, and the cap toe of the shoe is a little bit stiffer than the rest of the body, so this part is not very flexible. So after wearing them around the house for a few days, I took them back and exchanged them. While I was at the store, I tried a 39, and it did feel a lot better, but my foot was still hitting a little bit at the front, and I knew that I wanted to add an insole, an insert inside, so I ended up actually going up to a size 39.5. So these are 39.5. With the insole, they fit great, but because the leather is the soft lambskin, they have stretched out a tiny bit after having them for over a year now. So my heel does slip out a little bit. So what I've done is just to add a heel grip at the back of the shoe, and this helps tremendously with bridging the gap. You can find these heel grips pretty much anywhere, like Amazon, Target, the dollar store, and they're very easy to just stick it on, and it'll help close any little bit of space there. Now, without the insoles, I will say that because this leather is so soft and it has loosened up a bit over the year with wear, that without the insole, this shoe would definitely be too big. And so if you are planning to get this lambskin leather style, just keep in mind that the leather does loosen up a little bit. So even if the shoe feels a little bit snug in the beginning, it will get softer. So that is my experience with this lambskin pair. And now let's talk about the second pair, which is this pair that's more of a pebbled textured leather. I think this one might be calfskin instead of lambskin, but I'm not 100% sure because I actually got this pair off of a resale site. So this pair, in terms of the wear and tear, has held up just as well as the lambskin pair. This leather is a little bit thicker and a little bit stiffer, and because it is grained, it is I would say a little bit more durable. This one, since I bought it secondhand, it actually, when I got it, it was already worn, and I ended up taking it to the cobblers. They added the rubber sole on the back. They also polished the shoe for me and kind of cleaned it all up, so it looks great now. There has been a lot of wear on the heel. I think the next step would be to take this into the cobbler again and have that heel plate added. But in terms of the leather, there's a little bit of scuffing up here and a little bit of stains that I have not tried to remove, but other than that, they have held up just as well. Because of the darker color and the pebbling, again, the leather is a little bit more durable. So in terms of comfort, these fit similar to the lambskin. There's still no arch support. I added in the separate arch support, and the leather on here is very forgiving, very soft, but these are a little bit stiffer than the lambskin ones because of the leather type, so they don't stretch out quite as much. They did in the beginning. I actually have this pair of the same leather in a different color Chanel, and I had those in a size 39, and there was a little bit rubbing on the sides of my foot. But for this one, I ended up getting the 39.5 as well, and in order to accommodate for the insoles, and there has not been any rubbing. So this pair definitely has not stretched out as much, and I don't think that they will stretch out as much just because the leather is not as soft. Other than that though, this pair is great. I love this one and I was very excited to find these on a resale site. Okay, so the last pair we're going to be talking about today is this quilted pair. These are also from a resale site. I've had these for close to a year now. I got them off of the site Vestiaire Collective. So this pair is made also out of a textured, I think calfskin, either calfskin or caviar leather. It actually feels even thicker and more sturdy than that red pair. And that might partly be due to the quilting. So when I bought this pair, it had also been used already, and as you can see, I have not resoled the bottoms either. This one is a little bit more worn than the beige black pair, but the soles are still holding up great. I do need to take these in to get them resoled with the rubber and possibly add the heel plates. But in terms of wear and tear, again, this is a very light beige, almost white cream color, and there has been absolutely no stains or scratches or anything. There's a little bit at the toe, but other than that, they have held up amazingly well considering how light they are. I wear this pair and the red pair the most frequently. I would say definitely every single week. Pretty much this and the red pair are my go-to weekend shoes. So these definitely get worn a lot and they have not had any problems with staining or upkeep. So the leather of this one almost feels a little bit waxy, where there's a kind of a pearlescent sheen to the coloring, and I think that helps a lot with keeping out stains and scratches. The quilting is still quite puffy feeling, and it has not deflated or anything. The stitching is still all intact. There's no loose threads. Everything is still in pristine condition, even considering how much these have been worn. So in terms of the comfort, these ones actually fit the tightest in terms of the three different leathers. I think that is because of the quilting and because of the calfskin, more sturdy calfskin. These definitely are, they don't feel as flexible as the lambskin and the other pair. And after wearing them so often, they also have not stretched out as much as the other two pairs. So this one, I also have an arch support, but this type of arch support is actually, let me show you, a little bit different. So if you can see, this one is a smaller support than this one, and it's more targeted. The reason that I have this support in here is because on this shoe, I actually went with a 39, so I can't fit, if I put in that other arch support, the shoe becomes a little bit too small. So this arch support is kind of a smaller version that I found in order to fit into this smaller sized shoe. So with that, this leather, like I mentioned, is a little bit stiffer. There hasn't been any blisters from this, but there has been a little bit of rubbing just from the stiffer leather, but after like a day or two of wearing it, it's softened up a little bit, and I don't get any blisters from it. So in terms of sizing, I did get this one in a size 39, and it fits me. The reason that I got a 39 was because I got this on the resale site and there was only a 39 available. And because my other pair in the beige black had stretched out, I wanted to try a 39 again and see if 39 would fit better. So I ended up getting this pair, and so far it has been fine. There are some days, like if I've been walking a lot, then my foot will swell a little bit and then it becomes a little bit tight. But other than that, it's been pretty good. The only issue, like I mentioned, is that I can't fit as large of an arch support as the other ones, so I did have to find a smaller one. But otherwise, the 39 has been working out great. So now to answer the question that everyone always asks, which is, are these worth the price? And I would definitely say that if you can find these on a secondhand retail site for cheaper and they're in great condition, then yes, they are worth the price. Some of the sites that I like to use are Tradesy, Poshmark, eBay, and Vestiaire Collective. Those are the four that I tend to use the most consistently. The RealReal is also good, but the pricing on the RealReal is a little bit higher for the quality of the condition of the shoe. For all the pairs that I've purchased on those resale sites, I've usually purchased the shoes for about $300 to $400 each, which is pretty much half the price of a new pair. And usually the shoes are in great condition or even brand new. So I would definitely recommend checking out resale sites. And if you can get it for that type of discount, I do think these shoes are very worth it. They just have a very classic look to them. The shoe is very flattering on the foot. With most ballet flats that I found from other brands, the toe is usually a little bit too round or too skinny, but this one is very flattering on the foot. They're also very, very well made with the leathers. The leather is soft. Aside from, you know, not having any arch support, but that's easily fixable. I've never found any other issue with these shoes, and my foot tends to get blisters very easily, and this is the one shoe that I've never had an issue with right out of the box. So in terms of buying them full price though, this beige black pair is one pair that I did get full price. This pair though is so popular that you can definitely find this brand new on a lot of the resale sites. I see this on Poshmark a lot for brand new. You just have to be patient and you know, keep looking if you don't see it at the moment. One risk with buying it off of those resale sites is that there's always the possibility of buying a fake pair. So, and I wouldn't recommend getting your very first pair off of a resale site, just because you don't have anything to compare it to. In terms of the $750 price tag, I would say that if you are planning to wear these quite a bit, or you know, you want a shoe that's just for like a special birthday or an anniversary or something like that, I do think these are worth the price. If you're only planning to get one pair of Chanel ballet flats, then I personally think getting them full price is the way to go. There's just something very special about the experience of going in the store, trying them on and getting them. And these will definitely last years and years. And if you take good care of them, you know, if you get them resold, if you condition them, all of those things, they will last quite a few years. And so that price, I think, will definitely even out. And I would also recommend that before buying these, whether it's retail or online from another third-party seller, definitely go in stores and try them on. Like I mentioned, the sizing can be a little bit tricky, and there's really no way to guarantee that they will fit unless you go and try them on first. So that is my review of the classic Chanel ballet flat after wearing and owning them for over a year. They have held up great, much better, especially the light colored ones. Much better than I thought they would. They're very comfortable, especially now having added that extra insole. And I do think the price is worth it, especially if you can find them in great condition on a resale site. So if you liked this video and are interested in seeing more designer reviews, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up, and let me know if you have any other questions down in the comments box below. Bye!